celebration of the Village of McBride for August 11th, 2015 to order. Our first order of business is the introduction of late items, and tonight we have 3 late items we want to add to the agenda. The first one is Christine Monroe, and a graduating student has a formal delegation. So we'll add that under 4C, and it has to do with the ballpark. The second item that we're adding to it is a request from the McBride Evangelical Free Church for street closure, and we'll add that under new business 10E. And then the third item is we'll be going in camera after the regularly scheduled council meeting under section 91C of the community charter. So can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
No.
Ralph? Second? Judy? All those in favor? Carried. Second item on the agenda is the reading and the approving of the regular meeting of July 28th on page 4 in your agenda package. Moved by Ralph.
Second.
Seconded by Sharon. We'll go Ralph, 2 in a row. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, call the question, all in favor? Carried. Next item on the agenda is delegations. We have no informal questions by the public per the sign-up sheet, so we'll move right into formal delegations. The first one is Ingrid Stengler, Robson Valley Mountain Biking Association.
Here?
Yes.
Sit, stand.
Sit.
Stand in front of all these people. I actually didn't know I was making a formal presentation tonight, but I'll do an update because we're coming to ask for approval for something else later on the agenda. What's going on up there? The horse club approached us with about $5,500, and we had about $7,500, and we made a plan, and that plan came to being very quickly, and there is almost 5 kilometers of trail complete and a parking lot. I shouldn't say the trail is 100% complete, but it's probably 85–90%. It's looking good. We approached Community Forest looking for a little bit of money to finish it up, and they haven't given us that approval. We haven't finalized all that yet. We just need a little bit of finishing work from a machine. It's an entirely machine-built trail. It's all quite wide, quite beautiful. I'm blown away. It's just come so fast. And then we can be really thankful to so many local community members. Basically, Glenn Hooker donated 18 loads of gravel. Wow. We had 3 different truckers bringing it up, Rex Hatchard, Thunder Towing, and one more hauling. I mean, you can imagine it was a day. And then of course there was like 4 loads left, and it rained for 4 days, so we had to leave the machine up, but they all finished it up. The parking lot's done. We basically had the parking lot completed for free. And so for now, for us, what this means, first it's our basic loop trail. We have a lot we can put in, like it was, the cost estimate, we were under half to complete it. Actually, and the parking lot would probably be $19,000 itself to complete if you were just paying out. So we have a lot to put in our grant application for the future, so it'll make it look a lot nicer as we continue, which is going to bring us to our later motion. I'm going to be requesting council to support a grant application that we're going to be putting in. What else? Our hand-built trail is slow. It is nothing but rocks up there. After we started in April, so April, May, June, July, so 4 months, I finally moved into a section where I make progress every time I go out. And it's hilarious because I walk down the trail and it's just rocks and rocks and rocks, which is great. It'll last forever. But I'm now an apprenticing as a stonemason. But I'm still hopeful that it will be done by the end of summer, but it's summer and the volunteer basis kind of collapsed. People are gone. They come sometimes, but it's not as regular. There's only a few really regular people that are coming right now. But like I said, the ground is a lot better that we're moving into. So we still have to deal with signage and like I said, the finishing, but the finish, it's coming along pretty well. So I'm hoping Trail 1 will be open by the end of summer. We haven't even started thinking of names yet. Trail 1, Trail 16, that's what they are. So if anyone has ideas, they should throw them out my way. And I'll put them to our members. We're going to have our AGM this month quickly and finalize that. And so, yeah, so we're, like I said, we're currently this week working on a Northern Development Initiative trust application to try and get a little bit more money to develop a whole bunch of cross-country trails, which are, again, machine built, so a little less labor intensive. And so if we get those funds, things will really come along, you know, for sure. So if not, we'll hopefully have 2 trails open by the end of the season. And
It's way ahead of schedule, is it not?
well, I would say, because Trail 1, like the low cost estimate was $26,000, and we've so far put in $12,500. So I mean, and we have up to 3,000 more. So I mean, we're still pretty much half, and that was the low cost estimate. And we have a parking lot on top of that.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, we're doing okay. Realistically, any hand building we do is going to take us a long time because of the terrain we're in. Yeah.
I'm well aware of your terrain.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of rocks. So it's I feel like I can provide some empathy for the railway workers that put in the railway across Canada. That's how I feel when I'm out there. But I love it, and I've been going out pretty much 2 or 3 times a week for sure all summer. It's been great. Even just small jobs, you know. Just today, my son and I went up and did some raking. He played. He made a fort. You know,
We do have a motion to look at your NDI grant
Yes.
application.
application. All right. Any other questions? No.
Great progress.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. If you get up to kilometer 1, there's a huge parking lot. Please do not drive past it.
How many kilometers do you guys actually do?
Pardon?
How many kilometers you people are doing?
It's unlimited.
So
Our
you're just
phase
there in one phase, like,
our phase 1 is just under 24.
okay.
And if the 2 of those will be 6.5 kilometers, close to 6.5. And like I said, if we get this other grant, we should be able to add another 7.5. So we'll be well into phase 1 if we can get one more. But the other ones will be much more expensive to build.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. That's okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Alrighty, and we have another delegation, Christine Monroe.
I'll sit here. Ladies, gentlemen,
Welcome.
thank you. So the grad class from last year in 2014 did a bunch of fundraising to go on their grad trip to Alaska. They had $1,154.14 left over. And so after much consideration and voting and going on, they have decided that they would like to donate it to the village to upgrade the ballpark.
Wow. That's awesome.
I'll give that to
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, and it's cash as well.
Yeah, it is.
You can feel the coin. Thank you, Christine. We'll make sure that gets put in a reserve fund that's held specifically just for the ballpark
Yes.
improvements.
Say thanks to the
And
rest.
thank you again.
Yep,
Thank you.
no problem. You bet.
That was quick too. Alrighty, we'll move on to unfinished business. We're still waiting to hear from the Ancient Cedar Forest, and we're still working on coming up to compliance with the pertaining to human rights, workplace harassment, and bullying. So that'll be coming forward in the future. And now we'll move into reports. Mine is short and sweet this week for a change. Basically on July 31st, I went up to visit Ingrid and everybody there working on the bike trails. They have done a ton of work, and I found out that I'm really old, I'm really out of shape, I'm overweight, and I should probably quit smoking. But it was great. I did hike up to the top where Ingrid and the kids were. Yes, I got beat by a 4-year-old child. On Sunday, August 2nd, I attended the Dunster 100th. We visited the museum with Councillor Tracy. We went and had some chili and just hung out with everybody. It was a really great day, to the point where we were feeling heat stroke again. That would be the 4th time this year. So we called her quits after that and went home. And then on August 6th, I attended a community forest meeting. I do want to do a reminder to all the community groups that we, as of tomorrow, no, today, we're into our next granting cycle for the Community Foundation. Grants are due by September 11th, so if community groups need some money, please get your grants into the Community Foundation as soon as possible. So we'll move on to Councillor Bezanza.
Okay, Trans-Canada Yellowhead Highway Association. The minutes of the 2014 AGM are released and can be found on the...
Put a little louder into the camera, please.
Okay.
Report.
Report.
And you have a typed report, which is
Okay, the minutes
awesome.
of the 2014 AGM are released and can be found on the front counter of the village office for public review. The website is under construction, but there's still some good resources for folks traveling at the Yellowhead Highway, and they can be found at www.transcanadayellowhead.com. Now, the Public Works, we have worked with the CAO and the Public Works team to ensure we stay in schedule as the season wraps up. The Public Works staff are enrolled in training for both the water and works and sewage certification. Crosswalks in the school areas will be clearly marked for the children returning to school. Ongoing work on covers and graveling parking areas has kept the crew busy in the last couple of weeks. The lagoon, I'm going to let their CIO talk to about it, because she has all the stuff on it. And CN Rail underpass, I've been trying them now for a couple of days, and I don't know if they're on holidays or certainly no rush anyway, so I don't know what's going to happen there, but we're going to be on it quite a bit.
Cool.
So we have to do that. We got to get that fixed.
Exactly.
It's getting late.
Yeah.
So we're working on that with the engineers. They do have the blueprint that the village made up, and sent it into their engineers, so that's what's happening there. But it's the money finances, that's what they're worried about.
They'll find the money.
I don't know, it's getting late. That's all I got to say, thanks.
Thanks, Harold.
Okay. Councillor Recker?
I had a really slow couple of weeks. Aside from behind the scenes stuff, I was at the community forest meeting on the 6th, and that's about it. Wraps it up for me.
Well, like we
I was
said,
busy with weddings and stuff all week. So
That's fine. Councillor Tracy?
well, like we said, the time of the year, the meetings are slow. Attended a few meetings with my teammates, enjoyed the Dunster 100th anniversary. I drove by the open gate garden spot, and there's no problem there. Everything's growing, and it's quite the sight. I don't know if anybody saw the potato patch, but it's unbelievable. And I just want to say how proud I am for the McBride residents for keeping our community looking beautiful for us and our visitors. It's a hell yeah, McBride. Thank you.
Administration, you're going to defer yours to the 25th?
Yes, I report monthly now.
Okay. And we have the checklisting report, and I'm sorry I did not write down what page it's on, but it starts
Oh, you want to know it?
page 8, so just want to take a look through there. We also have the Public Works report from the lead hand. It is attached as well. And we have the report from NDI Connections from Karen Dubé there as well. And other than that, we have no other reports, so could I get a motion to, oh, we got one more?
Yes.
Yeah.
just a reminder as the
Sorry,
chief
no?
election officer, that I would just like to remind the public that the nomination packages are due back Friday, August 14th by 4 o'clock.
Alrighty, so can
Thank
I get a
you.
motion to receive the reports for information first? Ralph?
He's on the ball.
He's really on the ball.
No.
Seconder? Me? All those in favor? Carried? All right, we'll move on to correspondence. We have nothing requiring action, and we have several things just for information only. Included in this is a follow-up from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police on the 911 call with the ballpark incident. I believe it was on one Pioneer Days. So all of that is included for information. Any questions or concerns? No. We have forwarded the RCMP one to Karen Dubé to use for ballpark funding because it's been identified as a safety issue. So we can use that in the funding process. Outgoing, we have none. Number 8 on the item on the agenda is our council resolutions, and we have none at this time. So we'll move right into bylaws, permits, and policies. And you have a Board of Variance bylaw in front of you there. We've already given it first and second reading. So can I get a motion to give it a third reading, please?
No motion this time.
Motion by Edie,
Second.
seconded by Sharon. Any questions or concerns with that? No. Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay, we'll move on to new business. The first item of business is the motion that the council make a resolution of support for the Robson Valley Mountain Bike Association application to the Northern Development Initiative Trust under the Community Halls and Recreation Program.
Absolutely.
I'll second it.
Sharon and Ralph? Any comments or questions? No, hearing none? Call the question, all in favor? Carried? So you guys will get $30,000 in extra funding.
Great.
The next item is a motion that council make a resolution to support the Robson Valley Arts and Culture Council request for funding from Northern Development Initiative Trust. This is a pilot program that's brand new called Fantastic Festivals and Events Program. So they were asked specifically to submit a resolution, and all they require is support from council. So can I get a motion from someone to support their application? By Edie? By Sharon? Any other questions, concerns? No? Hearing none? All in favor? Carried? We also have a motion that council approve Brenda Molenbeek's business facade improvement grant application for $5,000. As provided by the report from Karen Dubé on page 41 of your agenda package, for her welcome home business. Can I get a mover and a shaker? Mover, Sharon and Edie.
We get first peek?
Oh, I think you'll have to talk to Brenda about that one.
I shall.
Any questions or concerns? No? Hearing none, call the question, all in favor? Carried. The next item on the agenda, on page, what is this? I didn't even, page 42. That council approve administration's adjustment of their budget to have the sewage lagoon surveyed, subdivided, and a lease drafted and approved by lawyers for a 60-year lease of this property. Can I get a mover? By Edie? By Ralph?
What's our current lease then?
Our current lease?
Our current lease.
Our current lease expired in 2013.
Oh, that's convenient.
Did you want to bring us up to speed on that at all?
Well, I received a call from the property owner's lawyer bringing it to our attention that we were on his client's property without a valid lease. So Basically, it was, it's quite straightforward. We go through the books, we look at our steps that we have to do, and discussed it with Radloff Engineering because they were instrumental in the beginning part of it. Mr. Simmons, who acts as the approving officer, especially on large projects like this, consulted with him and did confirm that indeed it was overdue, because sometimes there's just errors in dates, you know what I mean? Our steps going forward is to have the land surveyed. We then make an application for a subdivision. I know it sounds strange because it's sewage lagoon, but it's something to do with the term, the length of years of the lease, because it was council's wish that there be, a minimum of a 60-year lease, and that was the agreed upon time. And that from that point, once that is done, and all the formal paperwork is done, and Mr. Simmons does the work to make it officially a subdivision, after that point, we can then work with the lawyers, and using the basis of the terms of the original 3-year lease, we can go forward and have a 60-year lease in place for that piece of property. So really, it's just a matter of administerial work and bringing it up. We've asked for quotes on the surveying, because it's not inexpensive surveying. So I haven't got a final package number yet, but I would think it would be from 25 to 30,000 maximum for all of the work. And that would be erring a bit on the generous side. So what I'm asking, what I'm asking for a resolution is we'll have to work within the public works budget, and we'll have to, because of course there was nothing projected for this when you did your planning. So we're going to have to work closely with public works, and of course with the council, and say what, here's where I think we can shave a little bit here, maybe a little bit there, and so that it's a smooth process.
Thank you, Claire.
So it's costing us more money again now.
Well,
Money's money.
it is, I recognize that,
Yeah.
but it's not, I don't think it's something that we can say, well, we're just not going to do it.
No, we gotta do it.
We've got to do it, and thank goodness they didn't, maybe it's a good thing it is a sewage lagoon on it. There was no indication that they wanted it back right away, so maybe
That'll be a disaster.
that's a bit of a blessing
Return it
there.
to its original.
We'll
Yes.
sell it to them, we'll sell them back to them. A lot more money.
Yeah.
All right, I'll call the question. All in favor?
Oh, flavor.
Flavor, carried.
Thank you.
Okay. The next item on our agenda, we added to it, it's the motion to approve the freeze application to close Main Street between First and Second Avenue on Saturday, September 12th, 2015, from 2:30 to 4:30 for their family fun day.
Does it
Excuse
say?
me, madam, yes, 8:30 in the evening.
Oh, it's 8:30 in
It's
the evening?
8:30 in the
Okay,
evening,
sorry.
yes.
Stand corrected. Okay, and I get a mover.
You bet.
Seconder?
I'll second, but I have a question.
Okay, you can ask that now.
Okay. It just says to have Main Street. It doesn't say between First and Second, so are you sure it's between First and Second? Because the letter that I have doesn't say that.
When they spoke to us about it, what they're going to be doing is having like games and stuff in the one
Like
part,
where we usually do
and
that.
picnics and that sort of thing on the other
Okay.
side, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to
I
clarify.
know,
It didn't say
but,
that.
so that's from their verbal, I know it does say all of
Okay.
Main Street, but verbally it was my understanding, it was the block where we usually have the festivities,
Okay.
yeah.
Any other questions? All in favor? Carried? And you'll notify, of course, Public Works, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And then the last item on our agenda is we're gonna recess and go in camera under section 190C of the Community Charter. And we wanna thank everyone for coming out. Move. All right. We always do the adjournment, you know that, right?
Why you need to- That's it, that's it.